Anthony Aboloma, who is the Director General of the Standard Organizations of Nigeria. But he says he wanted to listen. He wants himself and this team to listen to the concerns or the fears of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. So the president of MAN, Frank Jacobs, believes that the initiative is a good step in the right direction. But he says companies are concerned about the cost implication of the new quality assurance on the cost of doing business. Let's take a listen.
We are aware that this mark will further improve patronage of made-in-Nigeria products, clearly identify original products, further safeguard the health of consumers, provide unambiguous means of authentication, and heavily reduce gray trade activities such as smuggling, counterfeiting, and cloning. But we have our concern as the operators. As earlier noted, PAN is supposed to be an additional means of authentication of Nigerian manufactured products. We should in turn improve patronage of these products. No doubt, PAN will be beneficial to our members. However, a cursory look at the costs and benefits of PAN, especially when you take into consideration the direct and indirect cost implications on the manufacturing sector, revealed clearly that the cost greatly outweighs the benefit. It is in the light of this that our members are worried and heavily concerned about the cost implication of the PAN initiative on manufactured products. Prices, patents, logistics, packaging lines, sales, employment, and etc. Worthy of note is the fact that manufacturers are already overburdened with huge costs occasioned by inefficiency of the macroeconomic environment. High electricity tariff, huge costs of self-generated electricity, double-digit interest rate, which is not gotten anywhere else in the world except in Nigeria, and unfavorable foreign exchange rate parity. Others include the multiplicity of taxes and levies, over-regulation by regulatory agencies, high costs of moving raw materials from one part of the country to the other or from the ports to the factories, and prohibitive cost of distributing finished products across the country, including damages on transit due to poor road networks, to mention very few of these. All of these constantly undermine the competitiveness of made-in-Nigeria products when compared to what obtains globally. On account of these familiar challenges and associated costs, our members are wary of any other cost that will further increase cost of production and worsen the competitiveness of the sector, especially in the face of heavy influx of cheap, adulterated, fake, counterfeit, and smuggled products. When you consider the cost implication of PAN per product on already very high cost of production, you will see that such additional costs would translate into high prices of Nigerian-made products and high inventory of unsold manufactured products. For instance, an addition of 3 naira in products price can raise the domestic price to by as much as 15%, which will certainly further deepen the competitiveness of the product of our members. I therefore urge the esteemed members of MAN and other members of organized private sector here present to passionately suggest ways of implementing PAL in a manner that will be mutually beneficial to manufacturers and the Nigerian economy at large.
Frank Jacobs, the president of the Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, they're talking about the costs versus the benefits of the new product authentication mark that the Standard Organization of Nigeria is now talking to stakeholders about how to get this up and running sometime in 2018. You heard the president of MAN there saying that the costs, quote, cost greatly outweighed the benefits, and he outlined some of what those costs will really be moving forward. This is a conversation that is just getting started, and we expect all stakeholders to talk through all of this when, as the year comes to an end, and we'll get into a new year and what the decision will be from the government side of things. And the man who is joining us in the studios after the break, Chika Modi, is the CEO of the National Competitiveness Council of Nigeria. He was in Nigeria in the week of the first week of November to launch the new Subnational Competitiveness Index that begins to track the state of state governments' performances in Nigeria. It's a very robust report, and is joining us live here for a few minutes interview to take us through what this report will achieve and where do we go from here. This is part of what Chika Modi will be talking about. Is live here to us in the studios all the way from Washington.